Well, chat, I was going to either stop there or I'm still dying to play some FIFA career mode here, but we're going to keep going for a little bit. Last I checked, we had Danny Heatley and Sam Gagner. Well, Danny Heatley was traded alongside Cody Franzen to the Vancouver Canucks for the Sedins. But yeah, I need to know. Gotta get up for a second here. Actually, here, look at the Danhausen. Henrik Sedin has a concussion. Well, never mind. Don't look at the Danhausen. Call up Colton Gillies and then plug him in. You're as good as a Sedin, right? Right, Colton? It was a good timing on the Danhausen, though. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, my God. Well, Colton, congratulations. Then we'll probably put you through waivers. There we go. All right. Let's go back to simming there. There we go. Back to the Danhausen. Give me 1 second here. I do want to keep the sim going just because it's time-consuming, as you all know. But I'm dying. No trade offers in a while. Reach. There we go. I'm dying from the cold. It's way too fucking cold in this room. So you gotta give me a minute as to not freeze to death. Depending on what your definition of good is. Good is just good, man. How's that? How's that for a technical definition? When you look it up in the dictionary, what is good? Good's just good, man. Good's just good, you know? That's the way it be. We have 31 wins on the season. I'd like to think a team with Sidney Crosby can make the playoffs in their sleep, although the real-life Pittsburgh Penguins certainly put that to the test last season. As we have finished up that scouting assignment in the queue. Scout defenders in Germany for 3 weeks. Defenders in Germany for 3 weeks. Try to get those easy points. We are coming up on the All-Star break. And we had a really dynamite draft. Jan Hayda is making $3.5 million. You got to be Drew Doughty, you know? At this point, we're talking like 2016 Drew Doughty for me to be like, yep, $3 million, you got it. Looks like Henrik will be back after the All-Star break. Okay. Go through that. Of course, there was no, like, skills comp or anything. If we didn't trade for Bernier. If we didn't trade... Fuck, that could have saved us a Bernier trade, man. Why couldn't Colorado have put Tokarski on waivers sooner? I'm not going to claim him because goalie values are often lower, so I don't necessarily think it's worth it. But yeah, that's rough. Colton Gillies. That's 6 points in 8 games. Actually, Sedin's not fully healthy yet. Good for Colton Gillies, finally. And then Daniel gets hurt. Get one Sedin back and lose the other. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. And now Daniel's healthy. I'm just going to let him sit for the moment. I have to fully fix the lineup anyway. Got Taylor Hall approaching 30 goals on the season. Beat Florida 7-2. And I don't think Taylor scored a single one. OKC is Serge Appel. Has been hurt as well. All right, scouting assignment Germany done. Chad LaRose, Mike Murphy. LaRose wouldn't be the worst to claim, but we want to save that money. All right, I always forget about the phone shortcut. Scout goalies in the O for 5 weeks. 5 goalies, 5 weeks. Only one of them projected to be drafted. That's certainly not a waste of time. Not at all. Taylor, can you finally hit 30 goals, buddy? We won 7-1, and you didn't score a single goal. And then 2-0, and he still didn't score. I mean, at least if we're doing that, that means people are scoring, not just one guy. So, dude, Hall has just been stuck on 29 goals, like, all week long. Paul Mara, not for that much money, Chief. I don't think so. There we go. Taylor finally hits 30. Daniel Bourdon, one of our new boys. We've been playing without Daniel Sedin, too. Jack Hillen, no thank you. I knew eventually another freaking injury would pop up. Bourdon's healthy. We probably should fix the lines, finally. We should. Mr. Gillies has been very solid. I don't think it would have resulted in his value necessarily popping back up. Daniel's been playing on the 4th line. Jesus. Let's take a look. Bernier. Still a 9-13. Not quite as dominant, but not bad. Defensively, Shea Weber boy. Doing Shea Weber things. Brandon Gormley. Still a little bit disappointing. Toby Enstrom still a bit disappointing. Harris still looking very good next to Weber. Dalton Prout, not quite the magic man. John Hedlund has been pretty good too, so I don't hate that. On the wings, Bob Phillips. 32 points and a +6 for the rookie Bob Phillips. Very, very good. Gene McLean, good from a points perspective for a 4th liner, but that plus-minus is pretty dog. Henry Webb's looking okay. Yeah, I mean, Gene McLean... Probably send him down. Let's do it. Let's bump up Mikael Johansson. And we'll send McLean back to junior. Because you can do that. Daniel Bourdon has been awful. He's been the tough guy of the team. Philip Vlasic has actually been very good. Who we got in the Bernier trade. Willie Harrington has 50 points. He's awesome. So Bourdon's been awful. He's got to go down. Or we could just keep Colton Gillies. It's probably the right way to go. And the Musselwhite's been pretty bad. So we need to call up one dude. It's going to be Calle Yarncroke to see what he's capable of. But we are going to send down Len Musselwhite to junior. And we're also going to send down Daniel Bourdon to junior. But yeah, it's time to mix and match here a little bit. Got to keep Harris with Weber because Harris is the future of the team. Let's go ahead and get that little setup right there. Just kind of mix things up a little bit. We're still going to go with Harrington, Crosby, and Eberle. Hall with the Sedins. Vlasic, Gillies, Phillips, Webb, Yarncroke, Johansson. I like it. I like it. And then in the AHL, whoops. AHL lines will just be AHL lines. I mean, we sent people down to juniors, so technically it wouldn't have affected anything with their lines. So, congrats to Colton Gillies playing his way onto this team. I didn't see that coming. He has been quite the disappointment for us so far. But, what are you going to do? Let's see, 41-25. We're going to make the playoffs again. We're going to make the playoffs again. It's pretty much a guarantee. We have so many prospects, man. So many prospects. Derek Dorsett's got to be on that list. Could argue Colton Gillies should be on the list. Honestly, I at least want to field offers for him. See if maybe someone will give up a little bit more because he's been really hot. And then Calle Yarncroke. Put him on the list here too, right before the trade deadline. I think we do still have 2 phones, right? I keep earning it and losing it. We do have 2 phones and not a single trade offer to start. Fair enough. Derek Holden for Riley Holzfoppel. Columbus. A first-round pick. Derek Dorsett, Colton Gillies, and Jonathan Huberdeau. For Stanislav Galiev, Maxim Mayorov, and Brian Salcido. What's Jonathan Huberdeau look like so far? Hubie is getting better, man, but he's not going to make it. Galiev. 79 overall, 24 years old. Kind of like a pure playmaker. Maxim Mayorov is an 80 overall. Also a more offensive player. And then Brian Salcedo. I mean, if it was not involving a first-round pick, I'd consider it, but it's too much to give up. Chris Bork for Daniel Carcillo. Well, I'll let you know who won that trade. Okay. Louis Domingue, Derek Dorsett, Colton Gillies, and Jonathan Huberdeau for Keaton Ellerby, Evgeny Dadonov, or as he would have been known at the time, Dadonov, and Cameron Gounce. Ellerby is a strong NHL level defenseman. Evgeny Dadonov, playmaker. And Cameron Gounce, NHL level OFD. Honestly, that's not bad. I mean, it sucks to give up Gillies, but we get Evgeny Dadonov to directly replace him. We get some defensive depth in case of injuries. We get rid of Derek Dorsett, who's fucking useless for us. We move on from Huberdeau, and we send him to the Panthers, funny enough. And I don't necessarily need Louis Domingue. I don't feel great about trading Colton Gillies because he's been solid this year. But I do feel like he's somewhat expendable. I'm going to do it. We'll take the blockbuster. At least in terms of the amount of pieces. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, boy. Well, we'll be keeping Ellerby and Gounce as healthy scratches. Because they would have to go through waivers. Okay. Who can play center? I know I looked before. 71 for Bob Phillips. Okay. Dadonov in on the third line instead. It's not terrible. I do have to fix some lines. We'll get old Daddy on the PK. And honestly, in the AHL at this point, just go freaking best lines. I'm not too worried about it. Let's go with the best lines. I'm going to guess the other trade. No, it didn't involve Gillies. Who does Ottawa want? Baron Smith for Brent Regner. What a blockbuster. 77 overall, tough guy. Or Regner, the 77 overall, two-way. Ooh. Honestly, Regner probably fits the system a little bit better. I'm shocked, but I'll actually take that. And hopefully it improves our relationship with the Ottawa Senators. And again, we'll go best lines in the AHL. That's actually not that bad of a trade for us. So, a couple of moves here and there. Vancouver's calling. A first, John Scott and Don McCult. You'd have to give me a decent amount to want to trade McCult and a first. Freddie Sjustrom isn't that. Jonathan Brunel is also not that. That is an abysmal trade offer from the Canucks. Ottawa. I can't trade Dalton Prout. Even for young Robin Leonard. I can't trade Dalton Prout. He's been so good for us. Another offer from Ottawa. Hedlund, Prout, Leach, and Scott. I'm going to say no immediately because of Hedlund and Leach. Ottawa's trying to fleece us. The Maple Leafs. Yeah, I can't say I'm too interested in the trade offers that were being thrown out there. Can't say I'm too interested. I wish I could flip Gounce and Ellerby, but especially because Ellerby's under contract for a little bit, but we'll leave it be. We'll leave it be. We got a couple of trades in there. Nothing insane, but a couple of deals that did improve the team. Let's keep it going. Like I said, I think we're going to keep this roster the same. We're going to see how it goes, get the boys to the playoffs, take it from there. So we got Chicago, who are not good after the departure of Jonathan Toews, but they were good enough to beat us. Those are very much, let us distract you with a bunch of player types. Yeah, basically. It's like, hey, you need more two-way forwards, don't you? And I said, no, all skill all the time. I see the future of this league. We're living in it. We're living in the future, baby. This is the way. Okay, that OHL scouting assignment's done. should look for a Gormley trade. I mean, he's been a little bit disappointing this year, but I still don't want to get rid of him. I think he deserves a little bit more time that others didn't necessarily. WHL forwards for a month. You got it. We're not earning as many points as I was hoping, but maybe we will once the season's over. There was no find a trade, unfortunately. No find a trade. Which, again, find a trade features are a goddamn blessing. They really are. They just help so much. That way you don't have to look through, I mean, at this time, 29 teams. But now, obviously, modern, you have to look at 31 to potentially 32. 47 even if you play custom league and have 48 teams. But that would mean you play NHL 24 franchise mode, and I don't know how many people are doing that right now. Really should go back to NHL 23 and just update my freaking custom roster at this stage. Honestly, that might be what I have to do. That might actually be what I have to do. Although, this is the alternative, and I'm having quite a bit of fun with this. So, Steve Eminger. Sorry, Steve. Not going to happen. I don't think we're going to hit 50 wins, but we're close. 47 wins on the season. We beat Columbus. Oh, Devin Dubnyk. And you know what? It's the final year of his deal. We're going to claim Devin Dubnyk. Just in case. That means we get Devin Dubnyk as playoff insurance, if need be. Fine by me. 49 wins for the Edmonton Oilers. Oh my God. There we go. As we will take on the Columbus Blue Jackets of the Western Conference at the time. The Columbus Blue Jackets in round number 1. We do have enough points now to max out the amateur scout, which is amazing. We'll scout WHL defenders for 5 weeks here. I hit the wrong button. WHL defenders for 5 weeks. There we go. So that is tremendous. We draw the Blue Jackets. Back you're playing on a PS2 and Xbox 360. Hard copied it all. Not even running it on an emulator. I have the disc. It's underneath other discs. NHL 11. Jonathan Taves. Yeah. Ah. Didn't want to bend that way. Let's take a look then. 4th best team in the NHL. And the best team in the Western Conference. Let's go. With that much young talent on our team, that's insane. Let's take a look at the final numbers. Let's take a look. Dude, that's amazing that we won that many games. Power of Sidney Crosby. Let's get a look at these stats. And honestly, it was a down year for Crosby. That's his first season as an Oiler where he didn't post at least 100 points. Only 87. Hall had 77, so they just weren't quite the same. But look at the rookie, Willie Harrington, 62 points. Dude, Bob Phillips with 43. I mean, you can call out some of the lack of scoring. Henrik Sedin had just 30 points in 73 games. I'll be landing Crosby for 2 first-round picks because I tried to offer sheet him for too much money. Pittsburgh matched it, and that drove down his trade value, I'm pretty sure. Calliar and Croak didn't do much. I'm a little bit worried about how our scoring looked this season. Defensively, Weber and Gormley, both over 50 points. Harris is a rookie of a 49 and a plus 18. Pretty good. And then goaltending-wise, we acquired Bernier midway through the season. He finished with a 917, which is pretty good. There might be a couple of people to move in and out of the lineup for round 1. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, which will be shortly. I do want to look around the league, though. So your leading scorer this season with 103 points, Marian Gaborik. So Crosby was technically top 5. We hit the Jamie Benn era of leading scorers. Ovi with 49 goals this year. Shout out to Drayson Bowman with 41. 40 for Lee Stempniak. Jesus. Defensively, 16 goals for Tyler Myers and Cam Fowler. Wheels, I think we were aiming for Thursday. Leading scorer amongst defenders was Fowler again. Steven Silas, who I tried to acquire a few times. Anton Klementiev. I remember that guy having good potential. So that was Drayson Bowman. He was a Hurricanes draft pick. Let's see, winning a goaltender, Mike Smith in Tampa. Your shutout leader with 8, Semyon Varlamov. Jesus. And for the rookie scoring race, it does go to Willie Harrington. Tyler Harris finished it. Eric? Okay, he was only 24. Still, that just seems weird to see Eric Goodbranson as a rookie in 2016. That really caught me off guard. We'll see what happens with the rookies. It'll go to Calvin Pickard. 88 overall, 24-year-old rookie. Yeah, Calvin Pickard. Just 40 wins. Congratulations, Calvin. That award's all yours, buddy. We're getting freaking Panarin'd left and right. Do I have room to call up Dubnyk? Not at the moment. Defensively. So one more look at Shea Weber. He absolutely makes the cut. Brandon Gormley absolutely makes the cut. Toby Enstrom. He wasn't amazing this year. And there's Tyler Harris. Dalton Prout was pretty good. John Henlund was pretty good. So we can send down Regner, Gaunce, and Ellerby for the playoffs. I don't know if the AHL team made it. Toby Enstrom's my big concern. Bob Phillips was great. Henry Webb was pretty good. Johansson, might be time to give Tyler Toffoli another chance, because Johansson wasn't too great. Evgeny Dodonov will stay. You got Harrington. Vlasic was pretty good. Again, Calle Yarncroke did not do much with his opportunity. So if we send down Yarncroke and Johansson, pretty obvious, Smith, Pelly, and Toffoli get the chance. I'm not too worried about overalls, as always. I'm doing this goalie locked hut moment, and watching the AI in this game makes me want to throw up. Oh, Architect, I expect nothing less, really. You mean you're not going to do a full Be a Pro as a goalie? Dude, we don't have a single two-way forward in this lineup right now. That could be a part of a problem. But we did win 49 games. I honestly do want to play people in terms of overall, but I think this is the way. Smith, Pelly, Webb, Toffoli on the fourth line. The defense. If Toby Enstrom can't play well next to Shea Weber, then who can? At the same time, damn, what do we want to do? This is not hockey, it's blast as hard as you can. The guy in front of you, that's fair. I want Prout with Gormley. We'll have, dude, Harris went up to an 83. Let's fucking go. No signs of the potential getting better. Yeah, fuck it. Toby, you got to figure it out, buddy. Toby Enstrom, you got to figure it the fuck out. Bernier and net. I should have enough cap space to say Dubnyk as the backup. And I do. Bnick. So, we got the Dubnyk. Best lines in the AHL. Again, don't even know if OKC made the playoffs. Like, we have to be able to be competitive here, right? We have to be. How could we not be? That is true, Cap. Doesn't matter in the playoffs. Number 1 seed in the West. Best opportunity to actually go on a bit of a run here. Why do I feel like it's all going to go wrong?